right, I think we can begin now. Last time we left off with the party receiving the charter from Lady Aldori. Now with the charter in your hands, you guys are kind of left to your own devices. You guys go off into Restov, preparing for the journey ahead. So Lindsay comes over and she says, she comes to you, Neg, and she says, "Hey, I've drawn a sketch of the stolen lands. I think this will help you."
Ah, I want to see it.
She says, "Well," so she shows you this map of the stolen lands. It's an expansive map. It includes Restov, where you guys are right now, and it stretches all the way over to Pitax. Includes the Now Marshes, the Common Lands, and Neg, I believe if you're from Mivan, your hometown is just south of this map.
Yes.
So
that looks yes.
So on this map, everybody in your character sheets, if you look under notes, I've also included this map in the notes, so you can always access it. And this is a map that you guys can draw on, because there's another map that we're using for gameplay, but there has so many things for the GM that I can't have you draw on it. So you guys can actually, any of you can draw on this map however you want. Just right click and go to drawing. Lindsay has kind of dotted off the area because she read the charter, and she tells you, well, this is sort of the area that the charter kind of carves out for us to establish our lordship once we eliminate the bandits there. And she also put an X on the trading post, and she says, well, I recommend going there because Oleg's trading post, he's the last bastion of civilization before we hit the complete wilderness. So it's good to at least go over there, check in with him. And that's actually where Lady Aldori asked you guys to go. And before you guys set out, Valerie comes over and says, well, I know we've just joined together as a party, but I do have a request, if you would hear me out.
Sure. What is it?
Would.
Valerie says, I know that we are heading towards Oleg's trading post, and along the same route, there's a famous alchemist, and I have some business with him. I kind of, I'm a little hesitant to discuss that right now, but if we can just stop by the alchemist's hut on our way to Oleg's trading post, that'd be fantastic.
Sure. Where in the map is it?
I'm putting an X on it.
Ah, okay.
Thank you.
So Restov, okay. We have a road from Restov too, so we can make for the road, right? So for a certain amount.
So do you guys want to set off immediately? Do you want to wait in Restov a while? Do you want to do something?
Well, if I can't go bargain hunting, I don't want to wait in Restov.
You can, but you're going to have to spend a couple of days doing it.
No, forget it. No.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the official map. It's the same map as I just shared before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking, do we need to gather information about the type of thieves that we are going to find in Oleg's trading post? Since we're in Restov, we can find that information, maybe.
If that's the case, I have a lore of city that I can do.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm all for
lore
it.
of city.
Since I've visited this often, I guess. Or is that of the city I visited often? How does that work, John?
It's not letting me share the map. Hold on a second. I don't know why.
I do see the map.
I see it. I
see it as well.
Oh, everybody sees the official map?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
With fun little you are here on it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because I was wondering why it wasn't letting before it wasn't letting me share it.
It's a big, long.
It is a huge. It's 10 megabytes. You guys don't see it, but it is so heavily marked up with DM notes. Obviously, you guys, I'm not sharing with you guys, but that's why I can't let you draw on this map because I can't see anything. Because there's so many DM notes in here.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Well, I wanted to see if I could use lore of city to see if I can get some information about where we're heading.
Well, you're trying to use the gather information action, correct?
Yes.
That requires diplomacy.
Okay, I can do that too. I'm pretty good with that.
And now, what specifically are you looking to? What information are you specifically looking for?
Well, we were told that there's what was it, bandits or something at Oleg's?
Oh, sure.
Trying to figure out who they are.
Sure, you
what
can
they've been doing
go ahead
lately.
and roll that.
Tower.
Yeah. That's a success. So you ask around about bandits, but the talk around town is that there's a swamp witch, and everyone's saying, well, if you go down into the now marshes, and you call out to the swamp witch in her yard, she will let loose her scarecrows on you. Her scarecrows are alive. That's what you get when you're asking around. Nothing about bandits, though.
Is that on the map at all? Where
Nobody knows exactly. They say it's somewhere in the now marshes, so they no one can mark it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that big place. Yep.
Yeah. So you get a rumor, but you don't learn anything about bandits.
Now, could you technically ask again, like other people?
Yeah, you can spend more time, but you guys already spent a good amount of time shopping and everything like that. You can go around. You can keep doing it. It takes 2 hours to do so. But if you keep doing it, you're going to be spending the night here in Restov.
Right.
So what do you guys want to do?
Well, could I say that I was asking another citizen or merchant at the same time?
Yeah, you can.
He was okay. So here, I'll drag my gather information into the dice tower. I don't feel very confident, but
you hear that the head of the bandits is a former fallen paladin by the name of Sir Thornback.
Sir Thornback, okay.
Yeah, so this guy, he used to be a paladin of Serenray, the Holy Knight, but then he got disgraced and he fell into banditry.
Oleg's trading post. So, Sir, what was it? Sir
Thornback.
Thornback, okay, Thornback.
You ask Valerie, she's very much into these noble circles. She's never heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an ex-champion then.
She's an ex-champion, yeah.
And a society rule wouldn't be able to reveal any more details about Sir Thornback, would it?
You can try one.
Okay. Concentrate. Recall knowledge society, I guess, would be what
Yeah, that's what it is. You can try it to see if you've
Okay.
ever heard of this guy.
Could I try that as well?
You've never heard of him? Yeah, you can try it.
Okay.
Everybody can try it. There's no limitation to who can try a skill. And if you crit fail, obviously, I'll tell you fake information. You've never heard of him either.
I'm calling BS.
Gunthar, you think you've heard of the Sir Thornback, but according to you, he wasn't a paladin he wasn't a paladin at all. He wasn't a paladin. He was a general of a previous war that Brevoy had with Numeria about 10 or 20 years ago. You never heard of him, Talos?
Can I use warfare in that? Lore for warfare to check that knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Where's the tower? Okay. Oh no! That's not what I wanted. Wait, they didn't show, right? Okay, perfect.
You've never heard of Sir Thornback.
I would
What are you
suggest
talking
we
about, Gunther?
just go.
Yeah,
As we get further out there, there's other places we can stop and ask.
You're right.
So
I'll follow the
it's
big
common
guy.
knowledge you guys are in Brevoy, and it's the streets are the roads are patrolled by soldiers all the time, so it's very safe to travel along the roads. The next town over, which is the last remaining town of civilization out before the stolen lands, is a town called Nivatka's Crossing. And the road leads directly there. You can get there by sunset.
Okay, so basically we're in the next hex.
You guys are want to travel?
Yeah.
Okay, so because you have horses, you get 2 hexes of travel. Now, when you travel, you have a choice. Every day, there's a daytime and a nighttime in terms of hexploration. In the daytime is when you travel and you do reconnaissance. When every day you have 2 activities because you're riding a horse and you have the speed. You can use one activity to travel, or you can use both activities to travel. If you use one activity to travel, the second activity you can use for a different exploration activity like crafting. So you guys can travel more slowly and do some crafting, or travel while somebody is doing scouting, etc. So do you guys want to just use both activities to travel?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
let's do
because
that.
that's we know that's
boy.
All right, so you spend the day traveling the roads of Brevoy. It's very pleasant hillside, and the roads are very busy. People, lots of merchants coming back and forth, soldiers patrolling the roads, so there's no random encounters here. And you have an uneventful trip to Nevitka's Crossing. It is still raining outside, very foggy out, just carrying over from the night before. This is the... everybody can go to the calendar tab, right? In case you haven't been there before.
Yeah.
So this is the calendar tab. This is the day. This is the day today, and I'll post the date out. The calendar in Galarian and Pathfinder is a mirror reflection of the real world calendar, and this is Calistral, which is the equivalent of February the 24th. This is the evening of Calistral the 24th when you arrive at Nevitka's Crossing. And tomorrow will be the 25th. So you get there towards the evening time. It's a sunset. And you look around. It's a small town in a southernmost village in Rossland. And it's an assembly of traders, hunters, fishers, and trappers. The village itself is surrounded by a wooden palisade and set on the northeastern bank of the Shrike River. A low bridge allows access over the river to the wilderness to the south. You look around, the people of Nevitka's Crossing, they seem to be a little bit less noble than the people in Brevoy. They're sturdy, down-to-earth, kind of very serious people because they are frontiersmen. And when you get to town, you hear some rumors that Mager Varn, the NPC from before, he had come through here earlier than you guys because you guys spent a couple of hours shopping and asking around in Restov. So he just left early in the morning, and he had crossed the river here to go south to his area of lordship, which is Dunsword.
And
You also hear a rumor that it appears that much earlier than him even, There was a purple gnome with 2 other NPCs that came through the area.
They didn't go across the river south.
No,
though,
they
right?
they went west.
Mm.
But they went right through this area, didn't even stop. They just rolled through town, and they just kept going. So they're ahead of you.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
you guys are in a little bit of a contest with them to see who can eliminate this bandit threat first. And if that gnome wins, Tartuccio, he's going to be the new lord, not you guys. So you guys gotta, he's got a head start on you.
All right. So
Yep,
can we
make haste.
do we have to stay here, or could we travel at night?
You can do something called a forced march, which will give you 1 additional hex. But at that point, you have to rest, or else you're going to be dealing with fatigue rules, which I don't want to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do the forced march.
Let's do that.
Wow. I'm trying to cheer everybody on. Let's go.
So is everybody agreed? Lindsay's like, I gotta rest. But she'll go with you if you want her to.
Yeah, Lindsay, I think it's time to be a hero, like you kept talking about.
Oh, all
before.
right, fine. So you
Not
got.
only that, if we beat Tartuccio, wouldn't that be awesome, Lindsay?
She's like,
Yeah,
there's no
she
way
will.
we're gonna beat him. He was here in the afternoon. We're here. It's already like 8 p.m. now.
If you want to lose to a coward,
You've got to have faith, Lindsay.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys push on and do a forced march. 1 more hex. At this point, you have to camp unless you want to deal with fatigue.
Yeah, we'll camp. Let's.
Okay.
Okay, so
Now-
now it's the second part of hexploration is the camping rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so camping rules are independent of however much traveling you did. So now that travel rules are over, now it's time for camping. So when you do camping, the first thing about camping is that somebody has to set up a camp.
Yep.
So who wants to do that? Who's got some survival?
I do.
It sounds like a really good task for a druid.
Yeah.
I do too.
So the DC for the setting up a camp is different depending on which section of the map you're in. Right now, you're still in a pretty safe area. You're out of Brevoy because you left Navitka's crossing. So you guys are technically in the hinterlands in Rossland. So the DC is higher to camp out here.
But we're near water too, because there's a river right not far from the road.
Yeah.
Right?
You are
Makes
still next to the road, and you're this is called the Shrike River, and you guys are abutting the river. This is
I've
still
heard of
also a very safe area. There are still merchants coming back and forth. You don't anticipate that you'll have any problems here.
Okay,
Good.
so what do I need to
You roll a survival check. I had the DC set up.
okay. Do I throw it to the tower or do you want me to throw
You,
it?
you can. It doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
What?
just short of a critical success. So the action she used is prepare campsite. And you make Scarlet, you set up a very nice camp. So now that you have a campsite, now you have to decide, everybody who is not doing the campsite, you have to decide, do you want to do any activities in terms of their exploration activities? Do you want to do any exploration activities before you go to sleep?
I think.
How do
if
you?
time
So what
permits-
exactly is scouting? I heard you say it, but I'm not sure what it does.
Well, right now, if you want to, I don't think scouting would apply right now because let me see this.
Scouting gives you some bonuses if you
Yeah. Yeah, so
right?
when you're scouting, usually it's when you're in a dungeon and you have exploration activity. Like, let's say you just cleared a room and you wanna start moving on to the next room. Then you can say, I'm gonna start scouting, and that will give you a +1 to your initiative roll. if you enter initiative.
Okay, cool.
So right now, it doesn't really apply to what's going on. You guys are sitting next to a nice warm campfire.
What if
What?
reconnoiter from what I was reading? Isn't that kind of like mapping?
Reconnoiter does not apply except for the daytime. It doesn't
Okay.
apply to when you're camping.
But someone's got to cook a meal, and
Well, you don't.
That-
So in terms of if you guys decide on if you want to do, you don't have to. And
all right,
you-
we could use our rations.
yeah, you don't have to do any activities when you're camping at night. But if you want to do activities, you can. One of the activities you can do right now, I don't know if it applies right now, but if you have companions with you and you want to increase your influence with your companion, spend some time with your companion, talk to him, and you can attempt to increase influence. Increasing influence is not is something that I will allow once per instance of camping or downtime or something like that. So you can't just sit there and roll again over and over again until the influence is maxed. That's something
Okay,
you can do.
Companions, you mean like Lindsay and
Lindsay and Valerie. Your influence with
Okay.
Lindsay is already maxed. There's nothing you can really do to increase your influence with her any further. Valerie, she's not maxed, but she's pretty high. That's something you can do. And other things you can do is crafting. You can try to identify magic, like you picked up a magic item, you want to take a look at it. You can repair broken shields. As a matter of fact, Valerie has a camping action that she will help you repair a broken shield if you want. Lindsay also has a camping activity. I don't remember what it was. I have it in Lindsay's character sheet under notes.
Okay.
to gain more influence with Valerie. That's I remember now. It's a charisma activity, right, or a diplomacy activity.
Valerie will accept several different types of roles to gain influence. Diplomacy, everybody will accept, but she will also accept things like warfare, religion. Lindsay's enthusiasm inspires everyone around her, so she is so happy and so chipper. Checks on all other camping activity while Lindsay is around, gets a +1 circumstance.
Oh, nice.
So when you're camping and you want to do additional activities, Lindsay will grant you a +1.
Other activities, but not something like make an impression with Valerie.
No,
not
that's
gonna be-
included.
Yeah.
That is
that's included.
Yeah, that's a camping
Okay.
activity.
Okay, so I'll put +1. I want to make an impression with Valerie.
What do you say to Valerie?
I say that I'm impressed, and I thought it was really, what's the word? Admirable that she gave up so much so that she could journey with us. I mean, you gave up this sort of divinity that you had with your goddess, and I just found that remarkable.
Well, that Valerie says, I appreciate that. That I appreciate what you're telling me that you honor my presence. But this is a lot. What I did over today at Lady Aldori's castle. This is something that's been a long time coming. I have a very sordid history with the Temple of the Eternal Rose, and I've been raised my entire life to being told that I was born in Shaylin's image, that I was born with supernatural beauty, and I was just worshipped for it. And I never felt like any of that was earned. And I see you people, and I feel like you can give me an opportunity to earn honor instead of just having it granted upon me. And the only way I felt that I could do that was to cast away my past.
Yes, and I say still, you had the courage to do that. I admire that.
It's because you ran my influence so high. Go ahead and roll whichever roll you want to do. You got a +1 from Lindsay.
18 success.
18 is a success. Her influence goes up even higher. That's a successful. Anybody else want to do any camping activities? So with the camping stuff, if you don't role play it and you don't get involved with it, it's going to feel like just rolling dice, a lot of dice.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm gonna spend some time doing camouflage campsite.
Oh, very good. So camouflage campsite is an activity that you can do to increase the DC of a random encounter. 19 is a regular success. I will increase the DC of random encounters.
Now, where do we see all these things we can do? I don't see it on the note.
Oh, unfortunately, it's something where I can't share it with you because if I share it with you, I give you too much information because this stuff is not in GM core or anything. It's in the Pathfinder Kingmaker campaign guide,
okay.
companion guide. I can't share the companion guide because if I do so, what's going to happen is you're going to see Lindsay's entire backstory and all her future stuff going on. So I can't share that. But there are a couple
Some stuff is in the archives.
So generally, there's a lot of activity. I can't even list every single activity, but generally, any sort of exploration activity that makes sense, you can do.
Well, I'm thinking that the party members among us that are skilled martially, can they not hunt for better game?
They can if you want to.
Yes.
So if you want, so after you do your activity, I'm assuming nobody else wants to do any activities. Okay. So after you finish your activity, then you got.
Shit! I was muted the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
What do you want to do?
According to Nethys, I don't know if this is a different companion or whatever. And yeah, I think it says requires that Reganar's camping with. So never mind. I'm just trying to find.
Yeah. You're not. You don't know who Reganar is.
No, I don't. I'm not even going to look that person. I'm just trying to figure out what. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure. Okay.
His name's Ragangar, but you don't know who he is. You haven't met him yet.
A lot of these saying something that requires someone with the person, and I'm like that.
Yeah, those are NPC special benefits when they camp with you.
Would it be under camping rules then?
No, the problem is camping rules under GM Core does not cover all the the additional stuff that they add with the companion guide. So you find all this stuff as a companion guide, but you guys can't see the companion guide because you're going to learn too much that you shouldn't know.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything?
So what you want to look up is encounter activities, and think of anything that seems to make sense you can do.
Okay.
John, one of the things that I want to do.
Exploration activities. I'm sorry, not encounter. Exploration activities.
Thank you.
Since I already did the campsite, I cannot do anything, right?
No, you can do additional. So you can have anywhere up to four camping actions. One of your actions has to be prepare campsite, but you have up to 3 more actions. Now, this is the thing. Depending on how many actions you choose to take, the more actions you take, the more you're going to get a random encounter. Because you're sitting there with a raging fire attracting attention of God knows what, and you're just sitting there doing stuff all night long. And plus, you guys already this is past midnight, so you guys tonight you don't have that much time.
So 2 questions. Do you need a fire first off?
She made a fire. That's part of the campsite.
Can you do a campsite without a fire moving forward?
It doesn't. The rules don't specify whether you actually need a fire. Regardless, moving around the campsite doing activities attracts unwanted attention.
Sure. So what about scout? What do you have to roll for something like that?
Scouting is not something you would do with a camping because what the rules for scouting are when you're moving through a dungeon and you want a bonus on your initiative when it's rolled. So that's okay. what it gives you. So it wouldn't make a difference because you're going to go to sleep, so you can't have that bonus for initiative.
So, question, John. So then we have four actions, but it's a communal action.
It's so not communal. It's not they're individual actions.
Oh, okay. So one of the things that I wanted to do is that I wanted my familiar berry to turn into a plant form and stay as a defense so that they don't. So when they see somebody coming at night or something like that, they could just emotionally tell me that something's coming.
Well, this is what I'll do. If your familiar is watching at night, if you do get ambushed, I will ask the person who is on watch versus your familiar who has the higher perception check, and I'll use that one.
Okay.
Because when you do get ambushed, you get a perception check to see if you see the people coming. If you don't see them coming, things can get real nasty because they're going to ambush you and you have no armor on and you don't have your weapons in your hands. So we have to wake up, pick up your weapons, stand up, all those actions. So if you get ambushed, it can get real ugly. Actually, you guys are still within the boundaries of. You're within the road that is heavily patrolled. So I'm not rolling an encounter tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just practicing camping, but I'm not rolling encounter tonight. Tomorrow night, probably yes.
So if someone already did a diplomacy, are we only doing one per campsite for one? Like one person does it, and that's it.
Raising influence on your companions, I will allow once per day, because theoretically you could just sit there and roll dice forever and then get them experience maxed.
Right. Sure.
So that's why I have to allow once per day. But you're pretty close to maxing out on Valerie too.
I didn't realize originally looking at the map because I was looking at the other one that was a river, but I probably, if we might have been able to get on a barge and get even further.
Oh, it's not the river does not have actually boats or anything like that going through it because there's nowhere to dock down the road. There's no civilization there.
But what about Fort Serenko? But anyways,
you guys don't know about it. You'll be there tomorrow.
Okay.
So dawn breaks out, and the rain has actually stopped finally. However, there's still a very cloudy mist kind of gathering because of the previous 2 nights of rain as you guys wake up. And a new day begins.
Okay, John, I need to break for 15 minutes, and I need to prepare or get my meal that I kind of prepared because I'm taking meds and I have to take them with a meal.
Oh, sure, no problem.
I need to do that.
Hey, everybody, why don't we all take a small break? It's been long enough. We'll all take a small break.
Yeah, we can always also say that our characters are preparing our spells and things like that.
1 second. As you guys look forward to the west, you see that there's a thick mist that's covering a large valley and forests and hills beyond. The entrance to the stolen lands. And you guys travel a couple of miles down the road, and you guys hit this landmark called Fort Serenko. You come up to it, and you realize it's abandoned. It's a wooden fortification. Apparently, it's stood here for years on the southern border of Brevoy. But because of growing tensions within Brevoy, the soldiers and scouts stationed here have all been recalled to Rostov. And also, there's no more war going on, so there's no use for these fortifications.
And nobody else has taken over an empty fort?
Nope. Well, this is still under the jurisdiction of Brevoy. So if somebody were to squat here, they would be evicted. It's just an out-of-commission fort.
Hey, so question. I know this lands were used to be ancient dwarf stuff. Would I know if that was from the ancient dwarves or the people of Brevoy built this fortress?
It's not ancient. It's within the last couple of decades. There was a war here.
Okay.
There were a couple of wars here between Brevoy and Numeria in the past, but this is decades ago. Yeah, this fort is not that old. It's relatively new. It's still got the insignia of Brevoy and even the House Aldori. It's got those insignias on it. It's out of commission, so no one's there.
Okay, but it isn't in total disrepair or anything. It's just still pretty sturdy.
It's still a pretty sturdy fort.
So
okay, just good to know.
What time is it that we're here? It looks like we've traveled about a hex. So that's most of a day's travel.
It's about the morning's travel. So you have a second hex that you can travel today.
Okay, so probably not a good place to just stop for the day.
You can stop here. It's up to you.
Wait, didn't we? Did we move another 3 or?
You only moved
No,
one
we're-
hex, and you don't have 3 hexes to travel today because you used the forced march yesterday.
So we can just do horse riding travel or mountain travel.
You're already doing mounted travel. That's why you have 2 hexes to begin with.
That's what I meant.
All right, so you travel a second hex. That's it for traveling for today. We're going to be camping again.
Wouldn't we be better to travel the one with the road?
No, because
So
the thing
that
is that we're going to the alchemist, which is the next hex.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and you don't travel faster on this road. Certain roads will make you travel faster. For instance, if you're in the mountains, it's difficult terrain, but the road bypasses that. On the plains, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
But if there's some weather going on that's making stuff difficult terrain, the road will bypass that. The road obviously is easier to travel. So you make it here, and it looks like it's time to camp because the sun's going down. This is the end of the day. We need another campsite. See how well you
Okay.
do. Every night we need a campsite, unless you want to camp without a campsite.
Is there a negative of doing that?
If you like fatigue, you want to sleep on the ground. You're gonna be rolling fortitude saving throws. Oh,
Hey, I got a roll.
you don't do that great of a job putting up this campsite tonight. Unfortunately, only one person can roll on the campsite.
Well, it wasn't much help
Yeah,
anyway.
unless it's so if she already rolled, you can't roll again. You can roll to aid, but it's already too late. She already rolled that roll. So you're
That's aid.
I'm going to attempt the camouflage again.
I'd
Yeah.
like to do a diplomacy.
So your diplomacy gets a -2 because the campsite is crappy.
That's fine.
You fail on your attempt to camouflage the campsite.
I'm gonna talk to Valerie and basically just try to make light of the situation on how bad this campsite is, and say, but we're glad we have someone like you here with us.
She kind of she laughs it off. She says, "You know what? It's good to experience, what it feels like to actually be out here in the wilderness. Spent my whole life in the Lord's halls." But she's neutral to your attempt to persuade her because of that -2 for the crappy campsite. You otherwise would have succeeded, but because of that -2 you got from the crappy campsite, it's a failure. But it's not a crit failure. It's not a crit fail, so you don't lose influence. You didn't offend her.
Okay.
Don't we get at least the +1 from Limsey? Her camp activity?
That still would be a
that have made a
failure.
difference?
No, that'd still be failure.
Okay.
You're just on the border. Unfortunately, that'd still be failure. Yeah, the camouflage campsite was a failure, so you guys are going to get an encounter roll. Encounter roll doesn't guarantee an encounter.
No, it's gonna be combat.
Does anybody else want to do any other activities? You guys aren't doing well because your campsite's crappy.
I want to cheer everybody up, but I don't know if I can do that.
There's an activity called tell a story, and there's a lot of activities. I'll have to post some more.
What skill is that activity?
No. That's a special skill.
Oh. I'll tell a story about south of here. That one time when I convinced my crewmates to go to disembark on the bank of the river and go exploring, like almost willy-nilly, and it was a fun time until we ran into a troll.
This is a performance check. -2.
Oh my God.
-2 because your fire is half wet and everybody just wants to go to sleep.
Oh my god. What is my performance? Wow, that's going to be tough. That is going to be rough. Well, at least I made the effort.
The DC is 15.
Hey.
Okay. Your story was good enough to at least Did you add a +1 from Lindsay? Well, that doesn't matter. It still would have been a success. So on success, you inspire allies, but you get a +1 status bonus for the remainder of the camping session, which doesn't make a difference because Lindsay also gives you a +1.
Mm-hmm.
However, during combat, you get a +1 to attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks.
Oh, wow, good.
In terms of setting watch, we can do that now, but you got NPC people. So, what's the watch order you want? I have Gunthar first, Neg second, Scarlet third, Talos fourth.
I guess I'll do fifth.
Can I have my familiars?
Your familiar can't be part of the watch on its own, but it can be part of. It's watching constantly.
Am I come back to me? You said it went missing or something.
Yeah, it's gonna come back soon.
Okay. Oh boy.
Actually, I wonder, can Neg prepare his spells if he doesn't have his familiar? Because he's a witch.
I don't think I can.
I don't remember the rules to. But you haven't expended any spells. But I don't remember the exact rules to.
That's right. Yeah, I still have my spells prepped from before.
Before you guys go to sleep, Nick, your familiar comes back to you. Finally, it was gone all day. The familiar tells you, it kind of communicates with you telepathically. It can't really speak, but what it wants you to know is that there's a powerful force that controls both your familiar and you, and that force wanted you to have something.
Oh, I shudder. I shudder to think what this could be, but
the familiar is carrying something in his beak. So you see in its beak, it's carrying a magical whistle on a string.
A magical whistle on a string.
Yeah. I'm just going to put that in your inventory.
Whoa. I shudder. I think this must be the works of some force that I've encountered, but I don't really get into details on it.
Your familiar doesn't really understand and not able to answer who this force is for you, because your familiar is also bidden by whatever forces control it. It's not able to answer any of your questions about who this is or who is giving this stuff to you. But your familiar drops his magical whistle right on your lap, and the whistle you can use to when we have missing players to teleport in NPCs, because I always have this whistle in my games.
Oh, cool. Okay. So maybe it wasn't a patron being
just to have a story explanation of why we were playing a game and a player is missing and that player's not there anymore and we have an NPC filling in.
Yep. Oh boy,
right now the whistle's not active, so you can blow on it. It doesn't do anything. It's like a dog whistle. It doesn't even make a noise.
Right. Okay.
Now watch. The encounter is going to be hungry wolves after you blow on it.
All right. Let's roll. Let's see if we can. Let's see if you guys get any sort of encounter.
Let's do that dragon you put against us, John. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No, that's not going to come up. The night gets really, really cold. You guys don't. Nothing attacks you, but you guys feel like you might not have brought enough warm blankets with you.
Well, almost.
I have winter clothing.
We need a fortitude save from everybody.
As we were gaming, a giant hornet came into my suite. Or not a giant, but a big hornet. Huh. And it's no longer alive. Okay.
Hey, John. I just would like to let you know I do have winter clothing.
Okay. Well, everybody's okay, it looks like. Because the DC wasn't high, it was only 10.
Okay.
Thank God.
And I'm only rolling one encounter this evening. Because you guys are still in a very safe place. In more dangerous places, there's more encounters, higher DCs. This place had a very kind of a very mild kind of encounter system. So another day passes. It's the 26th now. You wake up in the morning, the sky has started to clear out a little bit, and you can see that stretching in front of you, 100 miles of just open plains.
But also the river lands and cliffs to the south.
Far off in the distance, you see the swampland, the now marches.
I think I recognize it.
To the south, you see an area of some rolling hills called the Greenbelt.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, which is the land that we're trying to get.
And we want to go to that hummock, that plateau. Yeah.
You spend the morning and you make it over there. Now you look around and you don't know where this thing is. Like Valerie said, it should be here. And you look around and you don't really see it, so you need to use a reconnoiter.
Reconnoiter.
Okay. How do we? What skill do we use for that?
It is perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's let some of our more perceptive people do it. There we go.
It's actually a group roll, so you generally the person with the highest perception rolls it.
Cool.
13 is enough. 13 is enough.
I get a +6, so I just barely.
Yeah, 13 is enough. So you guys look around the hills, and then finally you find nestled against a really big hill, you find a tiny little hut, and in front of the hut there's a sign that says Boken's Alchemy, and you can see various herbs and different types of medicinal plants are growing in front.
I put my horse near Talos and say, "Oh, if this is alchemy, maybe you can get the oil that you were trying to find in Boy."
Maybe. I do have those elixirs of life, and those should be able to heal me.
The oil heals a little bit more than the elixir of life, but the elixir of life gets that bonus. I think armor class bonus.
Right. And if I'm being honest, I've kind of developed a little bit of an interest in alchemy recently. So I'd wonder if this alchemist here would ever offer any sort of training.
Valerie says, I don't know much about him. I've only corresponded with him through letters. But rumor is that he can pull off miracles that most alchemists can't.
That's wonderful news. I'm very interested to meet this man.
Yeah. So Valerie's
just a cool.
Valerie's very interested, and she kind of walks ahead to his hut.
All right, I'll follow behind her.
All right, so you guys go up to the hut, and Valerie's knocking on the door already, and you hear you hear a kind of a scraggly, grainy old voice. Yeah, come in. She opens the door, and you walk inside, and it's just this really foul sulfur smell inside as you walk in, and you see this creepy old guy. He's sitting there mixing up some sort of potion, and you can see this pink smoke coming out with this nasty sulfurous smell. It's really hard to even stomach. So Valerie walks in to him, and she kind of just leaves. She says, "Are you Boken?" He says, "Yeah, who wants to know?" She said, "I think we've been in correspondence. I am the one who, in the letters, I've signed as V." And his eyes open wide. Oh, you. Okay. He says, I didn't. You're not what I expected. The last person who came in here looking for what you're looking for didn't look like you. And she's like, there's somebody else looking for what I'm looking for. He says, well, yeah, what you're looking for is, very popular amongst scoundrels and thieves of society. He says, but you got payment? Because, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I expected some thief type. And Valerie reaches into her pocket and she takes out a golden insignia. And she says, this is the noble insignia of House Stillwell. It's the last thing of value that I have. And she's like, I hope that this is more than enough to pay for the package. And he kind of takes it, he bites it. He's like, this is silver gold mix. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of money for this. He's like, all right. And he goes to the back room and he comes out with a package. It is wrapped up in papers, so you don't know what's inside. And he says, I hope you know what you're doing, girl. And she says, you needn't worry about me. And she takes the package and then she looks at the rest of you and she says, I'll wait for you outside.
What do we see in his humble abode? Is anything like scrolls?
You look around.
That?
He's an alchemist, so you look around
Yeah.
his hut, and there are various potions of different calibers. Some of them you might identify as maybe like healing potions and resistance potions, but some of them are so powerful you don't even know what they are just looking at them. You see various alchemical materials, alchemical tools, mortar and pestle. You see a big table that is set up with charts and charts of alchemical formulas. And he looks at the rest of you. He's like, name spoken. Can I help you? His attitude towards you is indifferent.
Not sure if you can help us.
Evening there, Sir Bulkin. I can see your master just by looking at all the variety of potions here, all the variety of smells and colorful tinctures. I'm quite impressed, really, and I would like to one day be as good as you. Is there any way you offer like recipes or maybe training guides on how you got to your level? I don't have a lot of gold right now or valuables.
So you've heard of me. He needs a little bit better influence if you want him to help you. He's indifferent to you. He's not hostile, not friendly.
I've recently became a bit more of a workhorse, stronger man lately, and I'd be willing to offer really any type of services for your knowledge.
Well, tell me something. What makes you drawn to the fine art form and science of alchemy?
If I'm being honest with you, it's just the ways I can improve myself and those around me. I'm not very much of a trained fighter, but I've recently came across a different alchemist, another master, who showed me these insane tinctures that made him like grow monstrous claws and monstrous mouths, or enhanced leg musculature that allowed him to run very fast. Mutagens.
He looks at you, not very impressed. He's like, "Are you sure you're not trying to cure your vampirism?"
I don't know what you're talking about, but
he says it's obvious you're on your kid. The pallor of your skin, the color of your eyes, the fangs that pop out of your mouth when you speak.
Look, my condition may not be my choice, but for now it's acceptable till I come across what I need. And I feel like knowing these alchemical things could help me achieve that, and my...
Okay, well, I'd like you to give him an influence roll. You can take a +2 to that for the role playing.
Sweet. And I'm sorry, that's diplomacy, right?
Generally, it's diplomacy. If you have an alchemy lore or something like that you think would apply, you can suggest it, but generally it's diplomacy.
Okay, and a real cool question. Sorry for all the questions. Is it with the dice tower, or could I just like flat check it, or like normal roll it?
You don't have to. It's not a secret roll because it's going to be obvious if he likes you, hates you.
Oh,
That would be a failure.
Oh,
Do you want to use your hero point?
Actually, yes, I 100% would.
Okay. Oh, but by the way, whoever gathered information earlier, you get 2 hero points. You get an additional hero.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, much better.
That is a success. So telling him your story, he does kind of sympathize with you a little bit. He says, now the things you're talking about, the art of mutagenesis, that is not an easy thing to learn. And if you're a willing student, I can possibly help train you a little bit. He's like, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to read, and you're going to need to read a lot. He says, here, take this on the house. And he gives you the book of craft, the alchemical crafting book. So that contains all the formulas of alchemy.
Why, thank you, good sir. I'll put this to good use. You sure for your charge I could literally anything, just say it and I'll try to help if I can.
Well, in fact, there's something that you might be able to help me with, and it might actually be beneficial to you if you're trying to understand what you have. He says, you see, the condition of vampirism is not something that science can easily remedy, for it is both forces of science and the gods. He says, if you wish to change the very constitution and nature of who you are, change your very heritage, he says, you need powerful alchemy. But anything is possible with alchemy, he says. Says, I think that you should learn about the components of negative energy and positive energy. And the best to teach you is a very magical fruit. It's called the fangberry. He says, I happen to know where some fangberries grow, but it's not close to here. I think about 50, 60 miles south of Oleg's trading post. You're going to find a thicket. You're going to find a hill with a thicket, and that's the only place I know that grows fangberries. He says, get me a bushel of fangberries, and I'll teach you about the fundamental forces of positive and negative energy.
Okay, and just to be sure, could you just describe this fruit to me? I'm not saying like you have to actually describe it, but just so like my character knows.
He says, okay, it's a pink berry, about the size of a strawberry. It says it would taste somewhat tart, but mostly sweet. He says it only blooms this season, so if you wait another season, it'll be gone. Which is why you must go and get it soon. And it says it grows in a bush with a lot of thorns. So you're going to need some skill in being able to even harvest it. The thorns, I warn you, could be poisonous. So he gives you a pretty good description of fangberries.
John, can I throw a nature check to know if I know that?
Yeah.
And one last question. Would you happen to know how well these berries preserve? Like, let's say I go and collect them. How soon would I need to get them back to you?
He says, as soon as you can. Scarlet, you know about fangberries. They're very rare to be growing around this region in Galarian, which is why you're surprised to hear that there's an area where fangberries are actually growing. They usually grow out of areas that have a lot of death, like death and decay. They go, when you have a big battle and there's been a lot of corpses, a lot of things dying, because they have a property that absorbs negative energy, void energy. Okay, Fangberry quest. So if you look at the player notes, you have something called active quest log. As you guys get new quests, whether they're main quests or side quests, I'm going to update the quest log just so you know, you have an idea.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I will get you those berries as soon as I reasonably can. And again, thank you so much for that book. I will be seeing you again soon.
And Boken says, well, while you're here, do you want to take a look at my wares? Boken's got a couple of things you can buy from him.
I perk up and start looking at his potions because I'm kind of wondering, in case we're in need, what would things like he would sell a healing potion or elixir of life for? What would be his asking price?
His prices are no different than the prices you see in town, actually.
Okay. Can't barter with him? Can't use a lower mercantile?
Yeah, you can barter with him.
Okay. I'm not even really wanting to buy right now, but for future consideration, in case we're in this way and want to get those, I would like to know how good a price he could offer. Maybe I'll buy one now. We'll see. All right. I'll try and do my lower mercantile.
Yeah, it's based on the level of item you're trying to buy. So level 1 items,
Okay.
DC 15. Yep. Level 0 items, DC 14.
All right. Here is my lower mercantile. It is a 24. Not quite a critical success, but a success.
He will drop 25% off the price for a regular success.
And what is the regular price on them? We never know. We haven't known that yet.
It's just a stated price, Archive of Nethys.
It's the elixirs of life are 3 gold, so I'm not really sure exactly how you'd pack that in.
That would make it almost 2 gold, just slightly over 2 gold. Okay, let me look at Nethys. But healing potions are more than that, right? They're considerably more.
Healing potions, it says in the information here, 4 gold pieces.
Oh, really? They're only that much?
Well, there's different levels of healing potion. There's the lesser healing potion, the minor healing potion, right, and then moderate healing potion, which he also sells. That's going to be 50 gold. Moderate healing potion is 3d8 plus 10 hit points of healing. You guys don't even need it. It's beyond your maximum capacity.
Yeah.
Wait, John, can you repeat could you repeat the alchemical book you gave me again?
I don't remember. I can't find it inside the items. Hold on. I don't remember the name of it. It's the recipe book.
Okay, would that be the basic crafter's book? Because I'm trying to find it in the inventory. I like the.
If the basic crafters include all the alchemical, then yes.
It just says common items, so I'm gonna assume.
Yeah. So that includes the alchemical items. So when you learn alchemy, you learn so much stuff that you can craft a whole bunch of other things. So you can add the basic crafter's book to your inventory. So you'll be ready to craft. But you got to study it, so it's not until level 2.
Sweet. So I'll be doing that on my activities. I'm assuming that'll be like a downtime activity or exploration activity when I camp.
Actually, now that I see that you have a lot of wares, do you have any book medical to further my...
Can you find anything in Archive of Nethys?
Well,
I think the reason why is because when I go to level 2, I don't want to just say, "Oh, I'm now a medic." So let's see.
Sure, he gives you a couple of books. You can have the book because if you guys are agreeing to help him out, so he's willing to kind of give you some books.
And at 25% discount on lesser healing potions, that's 9. I think I'm going to buy 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, those are definitely much better. So I say that is a good price that you're offering, Boken. I will buy 2 of those lesser healing potions from you.
Well, you run a hard bargain, sir.
Oh, I spent a lot of time trading in these parts.
Sort of like my damn brother. That bastard cut me off. He starts rambling on.
What do you mean he cut you off?
Don't worry about it. I have a brother named Kermel. You know, we used to travel together doing alchemy, but that guy, that man, he's dangerous. Something's not right in his head. If you ever meet him, just do me a favor and just put him in his grave.
Why would you say something like that?
He's an evil man. I gotta say, you know, it's because of him that our parents died.
That's
And then he raises his hand, and you see that his pinky finger's missing. Yeah, this is him too.
really, he did that to you.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong with him. I think maybe he just has a mental illness, or maybe he's possessed by some sort of god. But he's turned into a selfish prick. I've been thinking about going down south and tracking him down and getting revenge for killing our parents, but
He
couldn't
murdered them, you say?
yeah, in cold blood. Don't even know why. He's he knows alchemy too, but he was not what you would call ethical. I think maybe he drank one too many reagents.
Well, if we do come across him and deal with him, would you like us to bring anything from maybe that he had in a shop or on his person, or anything that indicated we truly did deal with him?
Oh, I would just avoid him. I've been living out here for decades, and I haven't heard about him for many years, so I'm hoping he won't be a problem for you guys.
I'm wondering if he can tell us anything more about Oleg's trading post.
Oh, Oleg, me and Oleg go way back. Yeah, what do you want to know?
What do we want to know? Good question.
What's going on with the bandits?
Oh, you haven't heard? Bandits,
No.
They're racketeering around here. They haven't come to me yet. I don't think they know about me yet. And also, I got a couple alchemical traps set out, you know, in case they come in, you know, and they come and try to harass me. But they've been shaking Oleg down for a couple of months. Oleg actually sent a request to Lady Aldori herself for some backup, some guards, but no one's come through.
And what can you tell us about Sir Thornback? He's supposed to be there.
Who's Sir Thornback?
You don't know Sir Thornback?
Nope,
No.
never heard.
It's not renowned.
I know they're called the Thorn River Bandits. That's the name of the little operation they got there. I think they're coming out of deep inside Tuskwater, where the area he points out is south of the Greenbelt. So yeah, I think they're based somewhere over there, but we're losing good men and women to the damn bandits every day because everyone wants a quick profit. So they're recruiting.
You know, the Tuskwater I am familiar with. That is rough country.
Oh yeah. Says the rumor has it that the bandit fort is somewhere in the Tuskwater, but I don't know exactly where it is. Oh, and by the way, if you guys see like something on the map, it doesn't always mean that there's something there. Like if you guys see like, you know, there's a tower on the map or something, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a tower, you know, there's a encounter there.
Okay, cool. Also, I'm gonna buy a couple of glue bombs, and I think with the discount they end up like 3.5 gold, so 3 gold, 5 silver, 50 silver.
You don't get this. I don't think you get a discount on the glue bombs. You got a discount on the healing potions.
Oh, just the healing potion. Okay, I'll just pay full price for glue bombs.
Could maybe try and whittle them down. I don't know. Seems.
You don't want to piss them off.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was thinking of that.
So this is the thing. You can persuade him to get a discount, but if you start crit failing, you're gonna his attitude will start dropping.
No, I don't want to push luck. I don't. No, that's not.
Well,
So
if you're heading off to Oleg's, just tell him hello for me and tell him my shipment's coming in soon. He says he's tasked me with making a lot of alchemist fires for him.
well, thank you again.
Actually, before we leave, I take one of my berries from my hair and give it to him, and that is like a aronia berry. But for the sake of the game, it's part of my lychee thing that it can heal. Here, if you have 1 hour to use this.
Cornucopia berries. He says, I got a little mixture I can add this in right now.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
books.
he's a high-level alchemist, so he's aware of a lot of these abilities and skills that you guys may have.
Okay, perfect.
And then you guys, when you guys leave his hut, and you're really happy to be out in the open again because it's just starting to smell awful in there from the stuff he was mixing up. And Lindsay and Valerie are waiting; they're ready to go.
All right. Onwards we go.
Let's go.
So you guys have made I think traveled one hex to get here.
Yeah.
You
That's right.
so you used a forced march 2 days ago, so you can use a forced march again to get to Oleg's by the end of the day.
Okay. Well, let's do that because it's a civilized place. We're not going to need to use all of our exploration skills there.
In a civilized place, you won't necessarily get random encounters. So you don't have to do. Actually, no. You guys use the reconnoiter action to find Bokens, so you can only you can listen. So if you use one, yeah, you can't use the reconnoiter action and force march on the same day. So you can only move. You move one hex towards Oleg, so you can only get to here.
That's okay.
And we got a camp again.
All right. Who's going to roll
somebody
camp?
want to try to aid me before I use these skills?
Whoever's aiding has to succeed as well.
By the way, Scarlett, are you adding the +1 from those goggles? I'm not sure if they're like a status or something like that.
I think they're specific.
Yeah, it's for tracking.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. So, but can I add the +1 from Lindsay?
Let me read Lindsay's thing, because I don't know if you have to already have a camp. No, you can add a +1.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to try again.
You can use Lindsay's bonus.
Oh, come on!
That's exactly enough for success.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the DC is 15, and you guys are in the Rosslyn hinterlands,
funny.
so DC is 15.
No, the thing is that I thought that I saw a 1, and I'm like, no.
No. Wasn't that bad. It's good.
All right,
Now,
so
what fun things can we
you
do?
have a camp, and now you choose if you want to do any camping activities. Depending on the number of activities you do, it may escalate encounters. If you only do one activity, that shouldn't do anything. But if you do multiple activities up to 4, you might get escalated encounters. So anybody want to do any exploration activities while you're here?
Possibly.
I want to read my medical books while I'm here.
I don't think
I like to do the same for alchemical.
Well, there isn't much I can do. Now, reconnoiter, is that something that can be done here too?
Reconnoiter can only be done in the daytime. It's either travel or reconnoiter or map
right,
area.
We're not.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
now
we're
you're in the nighttime.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just 10, 12 miles outside Oleg's trading post at this point.
I do wonder what Valerie got from the alchemist.
You can ask her.
I'm
Actually,
trying.
do you want me to ask her?
She seems to be very secretive about it. Like she's like kind of not wanting to talk about it. She's kind of keeping it to herself.
Would you like me to ask her with the plus that I would have?
Well, you're welcome to try. It's always
Oh, I don't think we've done so because I've merged it. I've actually merged the two groups together. So for this camping, before we proceed, why don't we at least tell everybody who our characters are? Because all of you were part of, even if you made a new character, you were all part of the events that happened in Aldori Mansion. But now that you've out there traveling together, I think we mixed two groups together. So we don't all exactly know which each character is. So let's just go down the line. Azek, you can go first.
All right. So Isaac Araman hails from a frost-ravaged frontier city of. Is there any issues if I choose Varnhold as a place to be from, John?
Varnhold doesn't exist. It just recently came into being like 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. Just it doesn't matter. Make something up. You can make something up later.
Near Varnhold, let's just go in the south of it. Tours of Lebanese, I don't know. It's a cold place is where I'm going from.
Okay.
Basically, he was from a harsh land where survival tempers all. Found as a child wandering the edge of a frozen crevice, his only possessions was a shard of white crystal and a tattered cloak embroidered with a sigil no one recognized. Raised in an orphanage run by pragmatists and debt collectors, he quickly learned that power and influence, not kindness, move the world. His natural affinity for magic emerged early, manifesting in bursts of frost and chilling winds that scared off would-be bullies and drew the interest of arcane patrons. He eventually became an emissary for a local baron and served as a diplomatic agent, using a mixture of charm, cold logic, to resolve disputes and secure advantageous deals. He knows that he has some sort of draconic bloodline due to the scales on his face that are white. And he wants to uncover the truth of his progenitor, no matter the cost.
Okay, excellent. And by the way, with the remaster, Pathfinder did away with color dragons like white, chromatic dragons and metallic. They did away with that system. That's a D&D system. So they have their new own.
Dragon Claw says the dragon type is silver or white. That's why I figured.
Yeah, you can still use it. That's fine. But they have the remaster has a whole new set of dragons. Types of dragons like diabolical dragons, demonic dragons, etc. Because they want to move away from the 5e chromatic dragon set. And also the remaster sorcerer I think has a couple of benefits because you have this sorcerer draconic ability. Every time you use one of your sorcerer draconic spells or whatever, you get some sort of bonus.
Okay.
I don't remember what it is. I haven't read through it, but you might want to check out whatever the remaster said. It's in Player Core 2. Whatever the remaster says, because they added some buffs to the sorcerer as well. Because the sorcerer's got to compete with like the other good damage dealing magic users, like a psychic and stuff. So they buffed the sorcerer with a couple of things.
Okay.
All right, that's it for Aztec. Gunthar, can you reintroduce yourself? I know you don't know most of the people here.
Yeah. Gunther is from north, around the lake. He grew up in a fisherman's family. He's spent time on fishing ships and other ships. He left home when he was about 14, became a cabin boy, sailed on various ships for about 5 or 6 years, and then he decided he was tired of this sailing life, put in the port, and became part of the city guard, and got tired of that eventually, and now he's doing this.
All right. Excellent. And how about you, Neg?
Okay, well, I'll give the short version because the long version's actually in the chat window and it's over 1,500 words. So I don't
Naturally.
think you want me to read that right now.
No, no, no.
But I am Neg the Gnarly. You see me, I am a halfling with brown curly hair and a tawny complexion and very piercing green eyes. I'm dressed in a fine explorer's clothing. It's, like a really beautiful weave. I carry a wooden shield that's kind of odd. It's hexagonal in shape, and carved on it are 6 eels radiating out from a center point. Also, quite unusual about me is I have this kind of, well, maybe not unusual to some, but unusual to others, an owl with feathers that are an alternating mottled black and gray, which have a sort of special sheen to them. And the thing that you'll notice about my owl, which I will call a Jaco from time to time, is that it has 2 tails. Pretty weird. Otherwise, I hail from the River Kingdom city of Mivon, uh, south of the Gnarl Marches. So familiar am I with the very southern part of the Gnarl Marches that is why I am called Neg the Gnarly. It's because of the Gnarl Marchers, which is I've explored with enthusiasm quite a bit in my life. Otherwise, I come from a uh, well, originally an apprentice of a very wealthy um, Mivon merchant lord named Fitigern the Fair. Um, and he basically took me under his wing from a very, very young age and raised me up through the ranks in his trade and merchandising enterprise, which works the rivers all around the area that we're actually in now. Not so much north of the Tuskwater, but definitely this area. But I've had twists and turns in my life, including at one point following a different mentor than my original mentor, who was named Lem the Learned. I followed one whose name was Mirn the Murky, and he led me, promised to teach me magic, but I learned that he was actually just a charlatan. He knew trick magic and parlor magic. He really didn't know magic at all. But he did lead me at one point on a strange journey that changed my life forever. And we'll leave it there. I have not been the same since. Um, but I continue to have my wanderlust and a desire to explore and seek out. And that has what had brought me to Brevoy.
Oh, excellent.
And
However, for that
yeah.
extensive, long backstory, you guys are sitting at the fire, so
Yeah.
I'm charging you 2 activities for that. Scarlet, you're up.
My name is Scarlett. I'm actually from the east of Brevoy. From oh my god, I went blank for a moment. I went into the Infinidar Forest. She basically decided to join this crusade because she wants to know more about the world and what it means to have an immortal soul. So she came into life in between a conflict between a sorcerer creating mandragoras, which is uh, it's kind of like a lychee, but it's like a corrupted lychee type thing made of Bravosian wood. So she's scared of those and a little bit of fire.
All right. And then finally, Talos.
Okay, I'm Talos of Noble House Garess. The rumors are true. I did get a fatal illness and made a miraculous recovery. But soon after that, my wife disappeared, and I am currently on a quest to find her. But due to the nature of my miraculously recovery from the disease, I have become a bit estranged from my family and not so great on talking terms. Nor do I have a lot of the talking power or the goal that comes with it.
All right. Is it possible that your wife became a bandit?
It might be, but I don't think she would have became a random run-of-the-mill bandit.
Okay. Maybe a bandit leader.
Possibly.
Okay, so you guys know Valerie and Lindsay, and because of the amount of time you guys took to share who you are, I'm going to count that as your activities. You took 2 activities. I'm doing two encounter rolls tonight.
Ooh. Cool.
Okay, and I'm going to look at the watch order. Do you guys want a specific watch order? Lindsay and Valerie also participate in watch orders too, because they're with you.
We didn't create one in the party sheet, did we?
No, but I mean, I can just go down what's listed. 1,
Sure.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I roll a d8. Lindsay is going to be the one on watch when this happens. Let's see if she gets a chance to alert everybody, because you're going to get attacked.
Ha!
Let me... Lindsay does wake you up.
Yeah. But
She says, "Hey, wake up, wake up. There's bandits."
Oh, wow.
I'm awake.
You guys have to roll initiative. You don't have time to actually get ready and put on armor and stuff. So everybody, you guys are not wearing armor because you can't sleep in your armor, except for Lindsay. She has padded armor. Everybody else, what you got to do is go to your character sheet, go to your inventory, and under armor all the way on the right hand side, it says E for equipped. You have to unequip it.
Yeah, I don't have armor. I just have explorer clothes.
Oh, so it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
Another thing is you guys don't have your weapons equipped, obviously, and you guys are all prone from sleeping. Everybody in initiative.
Can I do a stealth?
No, you're sleeping. Of course you can.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of stealthy when
No, the enemies are doing stealth for initiative. You can't, because you're the ones getting ambushed. So there's no surprise round, but there is an issue where you have no armor and your weapons are on the ground. Oh,
You think I use weapons, don't you?
Yeah, they can stay on the ground. I don't care.
hold on. I need initiative from Valerie, too.
Hey, Scarlet, are you the picture under the familiar?
Yes.
Scarlet,
What are you?
Scarlet, you're the first
Oh, you're
one.
up.
You're the first one to wake up. Right now, you're prone and you don't have any weapons in your hand, and you have no armor on.
Okay, first I stand up, which that's one action.
Yeah,
And
you don't
do
see
I-
any enemies right now.
Okay, I don't see enemies. So what I'm going to do then?
But Lindsay's pointing out to the south and the west area. She says, "I saw people walking through the bushes. Definitely bandits."
Dang.
Okay, so since I decide to, does it take too long to get the armor that I have?
It takes longer than you have for the combat.
Okay, that's good to know.
It takes if you have light armor, it takes 1 whole minute. So you can sit there trying to put on your armor, but it's going to take 10 rounds.
Yeah, no. So I am going to move. Okay, I moved there. What do I see?
You still don't see anything. If you want to look for enemies, you have to do a seek action. Perception check.
Can I do, instead of the sick action, do root reading and see if I find them between the 30 feet?
How does that? Let me see how that thing works.
Oh, nice.
What does it do?
Okay, so they are already undetected to you. You can immediately attempt a seek an undetected creature, and you gain a +1 status bonus to attempt. So now you have to do a perception check with a +1.
Okay. Sure. And that's 12.
That is a success. You find immediately right in front of you. You find one of the bandits in the bushes. But that cantrip costs you 2 actions, so I don't think you can even cast that cantrip, so you can't make the movement. Because you took 1 action to get up, the second 2 actions for the cantrip. So that's it for your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Talos, you wake up.
Okay, cool. So since I know that she was able to
Talos,
seek them,
that
but
guy is not seen to you yet. She has to point him out, which is another action.
Okay, that was gonna be my question. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start raging. Just wake up angry.
Yeah, you wake up angry. Okay. Do you have a rage effect?
Yeah, I'm turning it on right now.
Okay.
Can I shout at least that there's one in front of us?
No, because that will cost you an action to point out. Everybody, they know that there's bandits around in the area.
Okay,
But-
so I'm gonna get up. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna get up and then I'm gonna use the seek action to try and find the bandits for myself.
Okay, perception check. That's a terrible perception check, but I think you're gonna be able to get one of the bandits from that percent. It's the same bandit that Scarlet saw.
Okay, I'm gonna use my action to point out that one bandit then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is another one of our activities. I'll highlight part of our learning. It's called point out. There you go. That costs an action. And what happens is that you can see a creature and then you point something out and other people know that creature's there. However, that creature may still remain hidden. Because just because the people know what square the creature is doesn't mean they know exactly. That doesn't mean if they try to target the creature, they'll hit him. So he's still a hidden status. We'll go over stealth rules later on. But stealth rules, once you learn them, they'll make sense. All right, now it's the bandit's turn. And the bandits see the shenanigans you guys are pulling. Bandit sneaks over, shows up right here with an attack. And because his attack is going to break his stealth, he gets off guard on this attack. And he saw you moving, Scarlet, so he's going to attack you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, but he misses.
Ooh. Terribly.
He's going to make a second attack. He's going to make his attack to Gunthar he sees next to him, which also he gets off guard because the bandit wants that sneak attack. He hits Gunthar, and he's going to get damage plus sneak attack. And then I don't have the sneak attack script written. That's an additional 5, so it's a total of 9 points of damage on Gunthar. These bandits, you look at them, they are very scraggly looking. Each one of them on their armor, their chest armor, has a kind of a rough kind of painting of a deer's horns, like a skeleton of a deer with horns. Gunthar, you're up. You're awake. You just got stabbed.
I get up, grab my sword and shield. That's what, one action?
Yep. Well, it's technically 2 if you want to grab both. It sucks. I know.
All right, we'll just do the sword. And I'm going to move.
So if you get up and you grab your sword and you move, that's all 3 of your actions.
That's 3. Okay, I guess I'm just going to hit the dude.
You have yourself targeted.
Not
That's a hit. You don't need much. You're attacking on a +10.
Sloppy hit? What's a sloppy hit?
Ooh, good hit, but not quite enough to
I
kill
see.
him.
Sloppy bandit. Okay.
All right, Lindy's up. Lindsay's up. Lindsay's going to roll a lingering song. Oh, man, I think that's a failure on her lingering song. That's okay. She's going to activate her bard song. Okay, Courageous Anthem active. And then for her final action, she's going to go down and pick up her crossbow. We got another bandit. He is all the way off in the corner. You guys don't see him. He has to use 2 movement actions. He sees that Lindsay started singing, and she's become a target for him. So he becomes visible. He only has 1 attack because he used two actions to move, and he's going to attack Lindsay. Oh boy, that's a hit on Lindsay. Plus sneak attack. Five plus 3 more damage on Lindsay. Lindsay takes 8 points of damage. That's it for his actions. Neg, you're up.
Okay. Well, I stand up, which is 1 action, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll attack this guy. He's pretty nasty. Yeah, I'll pull out my, my famous cold iron.
Well, the thing is,
ore.
it's going to cost you an action to pull it out, because when you're sleeping, you're not, unless you're sleeping with that in your hand, I mean.
Right, so that would only give me 1 action to, okay, well, let me see. Well, I'll do something else.
You can cast spells prone if you want. That's fine.
Can I? Oh, I didn't know they allowed that. They didn't allow that in 1E, I don't think.
No, you can cast spells prone.
Okay.
You can attack prone.
Okay, I'll attack him. Sounds like a good idea to attack him prone, actually. I will attack him prone, and I will hit him with my needle darts with the cold iron. Here we go. Now, hold on a second. Let me get there. There we are. Oh, I think that hits.
Oh, that's a critical hit.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Okay.
There you go. He's dead. There's no way he can survive that.
Far out. Well, he messed with Lindsay. She's kind of dear to me.
Oh, man. Yeah, he messed with your girl, and that's what he gets. Aztec, you're up.
Aztec.
Aztec. I keep saying Aztec because my brain is telling me Aztec.
Just go Araman. Araman is fine. Let's see. So this guy is 35 feet away.
He's hidden to you right now. He got pointed out, but if you try to attack him, you're going to be dealing with hidden.
And that's fine because he's too far anyways. This guy's 15 feet and I can see him, correct?
Yeah.
Now, if I'd like to get up, is that 1 action?
Yeah.
Okay. If I wanted to use electric arc, does it have to have someone to jump across, or
It has to. Both enemies have to be within range to you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, can I target one person? Yeah, one or two creatures.
Yeah, so, but both of them have to be within range, not to each other, but to you.
Yeah. Oh, not to each other.
Yeah, to you. So he's not in range of you, I don't think.
Yeah, he's 15 feet.
No, that guy is, but the other guy isn't.
Yeah, sorry, no, I'm not trying to target the other guy. He's targeting me. But yeah. Let's see.
You can target him with electric arc, but there's no second enemy here.
Okay. I'm just going to do telekinetic projectile then.
That's a hit.
Nice. Double sixes.
All right, we're doing well. Valerie's up now. Valerie's going to pick up her sword. She stands up and she's going to, well, the only enemy she knows of is the guy down there. So she's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She's going to get over there. However, she walked into a trap because another guy shows up behind her, getting her flanked. And since Valerie has no armor on, he's definitely going to hit her. Valerie's armor class is 14 without her half plate. But he gets his sneak attack. 5 plus... That's 6 points of damage on Valerie. He's going to go for the gold and try a second attack. Nope. And then finally, this guy, he's going to attack Valerie, and then at this point, he's going to be visible to everybody. He's going to take the advantage that he has with this flank. Attack once. Miss. Attack twice. Miss. He's going to go for a Hail Mary. Because her armor class is so low without armor, he's going to see if he can get it. Nope. This guy's having a bad day. Okay, Scarlet, you're up again.
Okay. So you said that electric arch, as long as it's 30 feet, you can...
30 feet to you.
To me.
Yeah.
So, let's see. There's 20. There's 30.
Okay,
Perfect.
so you can target them both with electric arc.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Give me a moment.
Nice.
So a spark of electricity flies out of her hands. It's a save on their part. What we have is we have a critical fail and we have a regular success.
Okay.
So that critical fail is going to take double damage.
Damn.
Where is it? Wait. So,
That one died.
Good. Good.
You still have one more action.
okay, so I do that, and then... I'm going to try and recall knowledge and see which one of the save
Oh,
no, because we don't need that. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that because right now yeah, I'll do that. I'll recall knowledge on them. Which one should I use? Diplomacy.
I'll accept society, underworld lore. I think those are the one. Warfare lore.
Okay, then I'll try warfare.
That is a regular success. What do you want to know?
What do the skeleton horn thing means?
Oh, that actually would not be a warfare lore. That would be a different kind of lore. Recall knowledge is would be more geared towards what do you want to know about the bandit. You
Then
can check
what
that
safe-
later. You can check that later. What do you want to know about the
what-
bandit?
What safe is the lowest?
Will.
Will. Okay, thank you.
That's your turn. Talos, you're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a sudden charge and then do a jaw attack.
Okay.
I accidentally ended it early. Actually, no. Actually, I just realized I could move here, so that's still within the initial movement I had. My bad.
That makes him flanked. So click the off guard before you roll your attack roll. That's a hit. That's it. He's dead.
Sweet.
Okay, perfect.
That was an easy combat, but we had to have some sort of combat. the whole game.
Yeah.
So you guys quickly put these bandits down, even though they ambushed you and got a couple of good hits in. They were no match for you. You guys are injured, and remember, a long rest does not replenish all your hit points.
Right.
I'm going toward Lindsay and try to heal her.
Sure.
Mhm.
So remember, you unequipped your armor after the nighttime battle. Just re-equip it.
Yes, we learn.
Otherwise, your armor class is going to stay like that.
There you go. Wow, critical success.
Nice.
That's 48 healing.
Yeah, that would be everything. She would be, I would imagine, completely healed.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's healed back to normal.
Okay, now
Gunther is also injured.
where's Gunther? Oh, here.
Yep.
Oh, wait, then there's a... Okay, perfect.
Ah,
That's a success. Oh, that's
Oops.
that's okay.
Can I...
Take half of it, 11, which is also going to heal him to full.
Yeah.
Valerie is also injured.
So I'm going to now go to Valerie. Oh, I cannot see very well. Is that where she is? Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
There you
Wow.
go.
NPC.
There you
The
go.
NPC
You're wasting all your good rolls. You're not going to have them
I
later.
I know.
It's a healing maniac of a druid.
Yeah, you're gonna have like all nat ones later on. So you guys
Thanks,
are able to kill off these bandits pretty easily. It wasn't very challenging, even though they got the jump on you. However, you realize that these bandits are kind of organized because each of them have that symbol of it looks like a skull, a deer skull with horns on it. The bandits also have loot. There's 4 of them, and they have experience points, which I gotta add to your party sheet.
Ooh.
I have to award experience for the bandits, roleplay experience as well. If you guys roleplay, I'm gonna give you experience. If you do great roleplaying, I can give you more.
Nice.
So the bandits give you 60 experience points. Oh, no, I have to deduct some because you have Lindsay and Valerie with you. 50. There we go. And I'm going to award you some XP. I'll give you 5 for today. Award. You guys are 1,005 experience points, and to hit level 2, you need 1,200. So you're pretty close.
Yep.
The bandits have on them. There's 4 of them, so there's 8 daggers, 4 sets of leather armor, 4 short bows, and you guys. One of the bandits has this silver amulet. With the amulet itself is worth some money because it's made out of pure silver, and the amulet has the horns of a stag, like the skull of a deer and the horns of a deer on it. This seems to be the bandits' motto, and the bandits have some silver, so I'm gonna give you some silver for that. 20 silver. Do you want to loot all the bandits? Because I gotta populate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? Of course.
Hey, John, I'm going to cast my cantrip Detect Magic to see if anything on the bandits was magical. You know, maybe the amulet or something.
The bandits possess nothing magical.
All right.
They seem to be really ragtag, except for the fact that they all have this this thing painted on their armor.
Would I be able to roll like a society check to see if I would be able to know what group this symbol's from?
You can. It's not a society. This would be something like an underworld lore. If you can roll society, but I'm going to give you a high DC for it. What do you want to roll?
I mean, I have low effort, but I don't think that really fits either. I think society is the only thing I have that could kind of fit.
I'll let you roll the society, but it's going to be a difficult roll. Go ahead and roll it. That's a failure.
Oh, well,
Yeah, you don't know. All right, I populated the party inventory with their stuff. Sorry. Silver, the silver amulet. I don't think there's an item for that, but you just know you guys found one. The amulet, the symbol on the amulet looks the same as the bandits' symbol on their armor.
Now that I'm thinking about it, we should have tried and kept one of them alive.
Is this?
Oh, there is one. There we go.
Yeah.
The silver
I found it.
silver Stag Lord amulet. You don't know it's called the Stag Lord amulet, but all you see is that there's a silver amulet with the deer horns. It's like the deer skull and horns on it. One of the bandits had it.
Oh, interesting. Scarlet looks at it, but says, "I don't know anything about this, and I don't know anything about society, so I'll leave it to you guys."
I would try and identify it with society if I can do that.
I'll give you the same DC.
Okay. This is for the amulet. Okay, I'm just trying. Let me see if I have something else. I don't think so.
Underworld lore is what I'm looking for.
Mercantile lore isn't going to be
No. I'm looking for underworld lore to recall knowledge on this.
Cool. I'm doing society.
Nope.
Close, but no cigar.
I'm gonna do society. No, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Nope. I'm supposed to tell you erroneous information, but that's fine. I don't want to make up anything right now. You just don't know.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, the only thing I could try is nature to know about the deer skull, but because I don't know anything about society.
You can do a nature on it, but I'm not going to tell you what the symbol means. But just to look at the symbol itself, you can roll a nature on it.
Okay, so let's go for it.
So that is a success. You don't know what this symbol means, but you know that this skull is bigger than a regular deer skull. This is actually there's a super deer called a megalopolis or megalodon or some sort of mega deer where it looks like a moose. It's a huge deer. So you think the skull is represents that kind of a deer?
Oh, guys, this represents this. And I told them.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. Some megalopolis or it's something in. It's actually a creature. It's a creature.
Not a megalodon.
No, not a megalodon. It's a creature in the bestiary. I just forgot the name of it.
A megaloceros.
It is actually, yes, a megaloceros. That's exactly right. It's a super deer.
Is that a
Meg deer.
An animal that we can see around here?
Yes, they are actually around here. Let me show you the megaloceros. So that's what this symbol seems to represent. It's not just a regular deer. But that still doesn't tell you who these bandits are. They're not, they have to be organized because they have all this symbolism on them. But you don't have any idea who they are exactly. But you're about to find out soon in this adventure, obviously.
Charlotte, they look so tasty. That if they're as big as you say they are, they probably have a lot of meat.
They're probably something that druids and worshippers of nature would treasure and would not want you to hunt.
I know.
Like Scarlet, kind of glares at you a little bit. No. Beautiful creatures we don't kill.
Oh, I'm just so hungry.
You have rations. So this is how rations are going to work. When you buy rations, they come in 1 week sets, right? So every time you guys leave town or leave a safe area, your rations start depleting and you have 1 week's worth of rations. When you get back, it's not like you're still counting rations. Those things will go bad. You have to buy new rations. That's the best way to keep track of them. We don't sit there keeping track of rations one by one. And also, if you guys are interested, you can engage the cooking system, and it's optional. But it's written into the rules where you take 1 serving of rations and somebody rolls a cooking check. And if you succeed on the cooking check, that serving of rations becomes a delicious meal of some sort. And you have to learn these recipes. And both Lindsay and Valerie have a recipe each that they can teach you. It takes a nighttime camping activity for you to learn a recipe from one of them. Neither Lindsay nor Lindsay and Valerie know the recipes, but neither of them know how to cook.
But you have to be trained in craft and cook, right, to be able to use it.
I don't remember what the check. I think it might be a survival. I have to go.
Okay.